Hey everyone, and happy finally Friday. And first of all, I just wanted to say that I'm doing this Facebook Live here. I will not do one after the 10 o'clock because my mom's coming into town. So, a couple things. Number one, I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful and very Merry Christmas, a happy holidays, and Hanukkah starting Sunday. And we've got a lot to unpack here in this weather forecast and this Facebook Live. Now, we're going to go through the Monday system. We're going to go through late week as well. I might not be able to spend as much time because I have a 9 o'clock newscast that's coming up here, and after that, the 10 o'clock hits, and then I'm going to be gone. Now I'm going to be off for several days. Josh and Zach are going to be holding down the fort. Zach's coming back from a nice break. Hopefully, he had a great time with his family. Josh, I see you're on here. I appreciate you. And, I just want to say I just want to make this clear. I was kind of watching James Spann's thing on the April 27th, 2011. Josh, something that you posted. And, that was a major tornado outbreak in the Southeast. And I have to say that I don't know everything with the weather. I mean, I clearly learn something new every day. I hope that doesn't come across that I'm a know-it-all because I'm clearly not. And there are things that I need to learn and get better at, and that's definitely the case. But I do have a hunch, though, and I've had a hunch over the last several days, and I think it's God willing that thanks to the ability for me forecasting that we are going to see something before Christmas, and I've been saying that for a long time. So yes, I do think a white Christmas is coming. The models have been bouncing back and forth, but now they're starting to come on. They're starting to come online with this, and they're not pump faking anymore. And there's still uncertainty as to the severity of this system. But let's dive into it and not waste any more of your time. And so, first of all, here's a look at the satellite and radar, and you're going to see a low pressure system and a high pressure system. This is the same low, by the way, that brought the severe weather across the southern and southeastern U.S. High pressure to the southwest, breezy and chilly conditions, and we're going to continue with that wind. Now, our weather system is still well off the coast of the United States. We can actually see this system, and it's spinning about. Now, if we look at the water vapor, you're going to see this system starting to get what's called kicked to the east. This is a kicker system. This kicker system is going to push it eastward, and it's going to accelerate. This low pressure system will drop southeast and then march across the United States. Now, here's the thing. This is not a favorable track for a major snow event on Monday. Monday's system, while I can't say won't bring any problems, will not be a big deal because there's the track of the low. We can see that low starting to move eastward. It's a fast moving system. The temperatures are going to be marginally freezing, meaning right around 33, 34 degrees. So that's actually not below freezing. And therefore, the roads probably won't be an issue. Now, the only issue is that if it comes down a little heavier than expected, and we're going to go through that here in just a bit, that we might see a little more accumulation. Now, the European model, I got to say this, it kind of didn't do so well on those November snow systems, which means I don't just look at the European and go immediately off of that. I kind of look at which one makes sense for what the atmosphere is like. Is it the European or the GFS this time in terms of our long range models? Now, the European has been pump faking big time because it took out the snow last couple of days. I did not. I still kept it in there. But now you've got this system that's diving in. And as Josh mentions right here, you've got to know it's northwest flow. What I mean by that is the models don't handle northwest flow well. And if you're accustomed to looking at these computer models, you know that. Well, there's the big dip in the jet stream. So let's check out and see what happens. Now, the European model shows this system coming in. I do believe there will be precipitation. And there's also going to be that wet bulbing. And that's when the temperature and the dew point are really far spread apart. You've got precipitation. What that does is that causes what we call a quick cooling of the column, evaporative cooling. That's going to drop the temperature probably to right around freezing, maybe a little bit above, but it's going to be enough. And there's going to be enough moisture where this will fall as some snow Monday morning. Now, there might be bursts of heavy snow, but we're not really looking at much accumulation because of the track of the low, which is northwest of us. we're going to get that southerly wind, and the southerly wind is going to be putting warmer weather back into the area. So when I say warmer, I'm talking about 40s. Then as we move into next week, or the end of next week, so next week, the 22nd, which by the way, I've been kind of saying all along that, 21st to the 23rd, that there might be a system coming in. And boy, the models are starting to show this more and more. Now, this front coming in on Thursday absolutely means business if it comes in on Thursday. The GFS says it might come in on Tuesday, and then a really strong front comes in on Thursday. Regardless, you can see the system, and then cloud cover sticks around, and it still stays pretty cold. Now, remember, since those temperatures are borderline freezing, we're not looking at much accumulation. This is not going to be a major deal. And Darren's saying the Fayetteville fizzle, which very well could be, because this isn't supposed to be a big event anyways on Monday. Now, remember, my mom's coming into town, and so that kind of throws all the models out the window, which means that we typically get the worst weather you could possibly imagine when my mom comes into town. I call it the mom factor, and the mom factor is in full effect because she's flying in tonight. But here's what I want to say. The GFS model shows a little bit more. So let me show you the GFS model. This is the GFS, and remember, it did better with the snows in November, so I can't completely discount this, but you can see during the afternoon that those temperatures will be warming. And so as you look here on Monday, there's the system coming in. So yes, there will be a snow, sleet, changing to rain mixture, and then eventually that system moves out. Now, let me show you what the GFS has. So as we move into, once again, Thursday, now they're both starting to show Thursday. Here comes this precipitation. Now, if this comes to fruition, folks, this is going to be a crippler. We're going to get multiple inches of snow if, in fact, this does come to fruition. Remember, still a long ways out, and a lot can change. However, I do believe personally that the cold air is no doubt coming. So just be aware of that. All right, so let's take a look here at the GFS snow totals real fast. So let me bring that up, and we'll take a look at the snow totals for the GFS. Now, remember, this is just a computer model, and it's probably a little overdone. I did look at this before, but for Monday's system, it already shows, 2 to 3 inches, because it has temperatures that are a little bit colder, right around 33, 34, but it also doesn't take into account compaction and melting and all that stuff. So I don't necessarily believe this. I think it's going to be right in the middle, about a half inch to an inch. And most of that's going to be on elevated surfaces and grassy areas. If the temperatures are colder, then this system could be rather interesting. Now, this is just for you guys. This is not my forecast. But I'll show you when this system comes in on Thursday, if, and this is a big if, this comes to fruition. That's probably not going to happen. But I'm just letting you know that could be interesting if that comes to fruition. Do I normally show that? No. Will I show that on the air? No. It's ridiculous. However, it is going to be cold. And unfortunately, this cold, someone asked about 2013, 2014. This cold will rival the February 2021 Arctic outbreak. I think it's going to be very, very cold. But you're going to see here on the future track that here comes the front. Now, this front, first of all, I don't believe in the mid 40s. I didn't go with that. The weather service is colder. The models are colder. The ensembles are colder. The European has it a little warmer. I just don't believe that. I think it's going to be a little colder. I don't think the European handles cold air masses very well. The NAM isn't far enough out to see this. But this is downright brutal. So that's the temperature on the left, the wind chill on the right. Now, at 6 o'clock in the evening, when we were in the upper 40s in the morning, we have already nearly single-digit lows and wind chills at about minus 20. And then it actually gets to minus 20. And then it actually gets to even minus 23 in some locations in Cassville. with below zero temperatures. Now you combine that with the potential for snow. And by the way, did you see when this system comes in on both models, there is going to be a tremendous amount of wind. Now, I'm going to say this here. This might be a bold statement, but if these models come to fruition and this is the type of system that has that possibility, we could have our first blizzard ever issued for the Northwest Arkansas area because this system is so intense, because the winds are going to be 35 miles an hour gusts for over 3 hours with snow falling, with cold. This is some serious stuff, folks. Like I said, when my mom comes into town, all heck breaks loose. But we're talking about some really cold weather. So Josh says, I've been focusing on the ensembles, and yes, Northwest Flow in the winter months could be very interesting. Lots of overperformers can happen. The ensembles have not wavered, Josh. They have not. And every member is showing the potential for snow. Will it happen? We'll see. How is the weather on December 23rd? You just saw it. The 23rd, the system's moving out, but if it slows down, we're going to get some interesting stuff. Strong low is tracking along. The Red River will make it happen. With the cold we are getting, it's a no-brainer. It is cold. White Christmas odds trending up. We've been trending them up each time. Okay, all let's prepare to wait until Wednesday before we shop for this apocalypse and all go out at the same time. We can do this. Yeah. And if you do it, and like I said, it may not happen. That's the thing. But at the same time, the cold is happening. There's no doubt about that. But winter weather is such a pain in the butt to predict. And it's so frustrating to try to get down to the exact second, when the snow is coming in. And so honestly, I'm going to be like a school kid back in the day, like me, when I was waiting for this system to come in and then see what happens. That's honestly what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to sit back, and of course I'm going to talk with Josh, and I'll, touch base with him if he asks. He's very well capable of handling this system. He knows what he's doing. Zach's on top of it. His discussions that he sends to me are incredible. He knows his stuff. We've got great meteorologists at this station, and I know that, and I'm thankful for that. And they're going to do a great job. If they want my insight, I absolutely will provide, but I'm not going to look at much. I'm not going to look at the models. Not really going to be on social media. I'm going to unplug, and I need it. I need it before the end of the year. One, I need to spend some time with my wife. It's been a struggle over the last few months, and I can't wait to do that. But at the same time, we want to give you the information and make sure you're safe. So I know Josh is going to post on my page that at least it'll be on there. So GFS is kind of crazy, and that was the 18Z GFS. We are talking about super high ratios too. I mean, this could be a system, but let's be honest. And Charles brought this up. Charles Peak, who chases for the Weather Channel, is that maybe I am a little bit on the aggressive side when it comes to forecasting. I don't want to be. Maybe I was a little aggressive with that severe weather system this past Tuesday. Yes, I knew the potential was there. We always had the question on the amount of instability. We didn't know exactly how much there would be. But, I mean, the system was impressive for a lot of places and unfortunately fatal as well. Multiple people, unfortunately, dying from those storms. But, I do kind of regret putting the alert day 6 days out. But the potential was there, but it didn't come to fruition. The potential is there with this system. It might not come to fruition. So we just basically have to watch it, and we'll keep updated. But what I was saying is, I don't want to be the person that cries wolf. And so I'm saying what the potential is there, what could happen, but I'm not saying this is for sure going to happen. Now, I am saying the cold is for sure going to happen. I believe that we are going to get cold. Are we going to be below zero? There's definitely a chance for that, and more of a chance than not. Even though I see some probabilistic models saying around 60% that it gets to below 5 degrees. And I think it's going to be colder than that, especially with the wind. But, like I said, I just don't want to, be the person that cries wolf and goes crazy with storms. And I don't want to be the one that's always aggressive and then it doesn't pan out, because someone just said on the comments is that sometimes, more than not, they don't happen. It doesn't happen here. And so the surprises, though, are the ones that keep us on our toes. And so, hey, I just got on. Can you recap Thursday from here to Tulsa? You don't want to see it, but if you do, here it is. It's a tremendous amount of winter weather by both the European and the GFS. And remember, it's very cold, it's windy, whiteout conditions. There's going to be some strong winds with this. There's going to be some brutally cold temperatures. Unfortunately, this is a potentially deadly system because it's going to be cold enough. And so, we just gotta kind of watch that. What's the percentage now for a white Christmas stand? 40% or now up to 50? So, I mean, you saw the ensembles, you saw everything. I don't want to waste your time here, and I'll show you. Here's the white Christmas chances. On average, per year, it's about a 10% chance, 1 out of every 10 years. This year, the cold's in place. This year, a blocking pattern's happening on the West Coast, a big ridge. We got cross-polar flow. We're going to have systems that are diving in. It's an active weather pattern. We've had multiple systems that have come through. Now, here are the latest white Christmas chances. And yes, I did nudge them up. I'm nudging them up to 50% across parts of the area. And honestly, the ensembles are way over that. But I'm still trying to be conservative. I know I'm getting a lot of flack from the meteorological community for doing this. I mean, really, this is more fun than anything. And it's something, finally maybe to get a little engagement out of this. And I'm not doing it to hype up this system, but I've had a feeling for the last several days that this could be a white Christmas. We'll see what happens. It can always Fayetteville fizzle. It can always die out, but we're going to watch it closely. It's too early to discuss the 28th for sure. Dan, now is my time to remind my father-in-law to keep his ATM card handy. John's feeling confident too. So he made a bet with his father-in-law about a white Christmas, and they put some money down on it. What's harder to predict, tornado weather or snow events? Chris, hands down, snow events. Because tornadoes, the potential's there. We know the ingredients are there. More often than not, tornadoes do happen. Now predicting which storm produces a tornado ahead of time can be a little difficult. But anyways, we're gonna watch it close. So I'll refer it to as well. That's nice. Yeah, exactly. Darby and I, we chat back and forth, and so we do have some people that are definitely on here. Yeah, if you want to see the tie, I've got this tie. And by the way, it is my last weathercasts tonight at 9 and 10 before Christmas. So maybe, perhaps, an ugly Christmas suit will be on hand, making a return. That's true. It's all good. Better than saying we had no warning. You got it. All right. All right. Keep it up. I need to be prepared. No, it's not done deal. But I honestly think with this system coming in, it has that makings. I don't have a blizzard tie, and that's something I might need. I did ask for Christmas for some weather ties. That's true. I was aggressive because I do care. Do your job and move on. You're doing the best you can. I know. I'm kind of beating myself up a little bit. Spoons don't lie. We do remember that, don't we? So what's the best Christmas? So what is the Christmas dinner version of our Southern milk and bread runs? Well, that's a good question. Maybe some milk sandwiches. You're welcome. I do care about getting you the info. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ice baby. So as far as ice is concerned, there probably will be on the leading edge a little bit, but it's going to change over fast because the temperature is going to be cold. At the risk of sounding dumb, this is not a dumb question, by the way. This is a great question. A white Christmas is where you have 1 inch of snow on the ground Christmas morning. Doesn't mean it has to snow Christmas morning. Doesn't mean it has to happen at 7 a.m. and be snowing. It's just 1 inch of snow on the ground officially at the measuring site by Christmas morning, whether that be 6 or 7 o'clock. I don't know. If you have young kids, you're probably getting up at 5 a.m. My kids are a little bit more grown. And so, they know with Santa coming that they can sleep in a little bit. Get water pipes winterized now. Absolutely. Very, very important. Now, that was, by the way, just to let you know, one of the warmer of the two models. I'm not even showing the colder model. This is the GFS. And so you're going to see here that it shows a cold blast coming in on Tuesday that keeps the temperatures around the 20s. Well, warms it up to the 30s. But then watch this front come in. There it is. It's coming in on Thursday. Both of them agree Thursday is the day. And then look at these wind chills here. Minus 23, minus 22. That is cold, man. That's not even the coldest it gets, too. Look at this. 3 below. This is the coldest model out of all of them. So then you can see on Saturday the temperatures moderate a little bit. Now, another thing I'm going to say, too, is I think the models are rebounding the temperatures too quick. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Blizzard time. Enjoy your time off. Appreciate it. Could this freeze mean less bugs? So that's a great question, Rachel. Actually, it takes over a 2-week period to be below freezing. Snow ice cream. Yes. Let me get some. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. I love snow ice cream so much. And if it's cold snow, it's going to be a fluffy one. I remember the 2009 blizzard. Yeah, that was a big one. It actually wasn't a blizzard. 2009 there was a blizzard that happened 2011, and it included McDonald and Berry County, but it did not get into Northwest Arkansas. Man, it was really close. It's been a long time since it's been this cold. Dangerous wind chills, very, very concerning. All right. Yeah, you can turn on the lights. Yeah, and we gotta go here pretty soon. Snowpack not being factored in. Keep your pets nice and warm. Wonder how much Beaver Lake will freeze. Here's what I'm concerned about. If you have a pool, trying to keep the water running without those pipe freezing, that's not going to be fun. So I've only got a few more minutes left, and I think rightfully so, it's time for a Magic 8-Ball forecast. And we're just going to ask it one question, and that's it. And all that is the white Christmas. Are we going to see a white Christmas? So that's it. This is going to be the only question that we have for the 8-Ball. We're only going to ask it once. And so we'll see what it says. Are we going to have a white Christmas in the Northwest Arkansas River Valley weather coverage area? And the answer says most likely. There it is. Most likely. You can see it right there. The 8-Ball said most likely white Christmas, Alex. She just rolled her eyes big time. All right. Well, anyways, we will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Josh has got you covered. Zach's got you covered in the morning. Our weather team's going to kick tail, and we're going to forecast the heck out of this thing. So until then, take care. God bless. We'll see you later, and happy holidays.